Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio January 12, 2023. Pacing yourself feels good and is successful in the first part of the day. You appreciate it when people are fair and cooperative. You could experience some form of backing or commitment from family or related to your home life now, stirring a solid desire to plan and work more enthusiastically towards your goals. Fearless dealing with emotional issues can figure strongly and is effectively quite practical, helping you approach your life with balance. It's a fantastic time for observation and strategy. Later today, it can be difficult to back a decision fully, as there is a sense that something is exaggerated or magnified, good or bad. Take a breather and practice mindfulness at this time. As mental Mercury continues to stir the pot in your solar house of wealth and possessions, it's clear that there's some havoc afoot. Be sure to sit down with your spouse and assess what's going on with your income and expense, as something is falling through the cracks and not what it seems. On the one hand, if the two of you take a microscope to what is going on, you could end up saving a lot of money, too. This would end up making you both feel better about where your finances are being allotted and going. Do you feel accomplished? Now that the moon is in Virgo and illuminating your career path, you might feel a little more critical of it. You could be reflecting on what you have done, achieved, or experienced through your professional journey. Since the lunation can be nitpicky, you might be critical of what you have or have not done during this time. Instead of becoming stressed from your career path, you should use this time to reflect on what you have done or attained. Give yourself credit where credit is due. Just days after clashing as a full moon, as the moon returns for its first visit to your career sector for the year and the only visit while the sun is in your income sector, this puts them back in harmony. The moon returns just as planets on the income and job fronts have recently joined forces, with a chance to fuel your professional instincts and imagination while kicking off some pivotal days across the income, work, and career fronts. Making the best of a difficult situation is something that you are so gifted at. It often escapes you just how much you are willing to work at having a positive attitude. However, sometimes it can be useful to notice what you don't like about a given situation. Allow yourself to feel disappointment sometimes. It is not always up to you to make the best of it. Practice conserving your positive attitude and willpower for situations that really deserve it. The basic purpose of this day may seem to go against your grain. While most of the time you are seeking closure in business dealings, today you may be pleasantly surprised with all the new opportunities you are presented with. This may be in part due to your natural ability to look for the best in those around you. People desire leaders who always look for the positive qualities. See what you can achieve in this role. It is just as Eris reaches her last full day in retrograde motion in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart that the moon returns for its first visit to your career sector for the year. While you might have to juggle the two, it will be worth it, as the moon returns to begin what could be a defining few days across the income, work, and career fronts. Just days after clashing as a full moon, this will put the sun and moon back in harmony, in the heart of the sun's last full week in your income sector. In her last full day in retrograde motion in your romantic sector, the dwarf planet Eris, the warrior princess of the cosmos, has come to a standstill. With Jupiter standing by, ready to get this lucky year for love moving forward, Eris has the brakes on for one more day, but with it, a chance to not only make the most of the doors still open to the past, but to recapture some of your old romantic passions and fighting spirit. Our eyes in the sky. Venus in Aquarius squares the nodes of destiny this evening. This is a defining moment in relationships as we decide whether we want to stay or go. Before you take action, be sure that you're making the right decision. Mercury and Mars are still retrograde, which means there could still be a lot of discussion. No choice made today is binding. During what appears to be a somewhat testing period, be confident and trust in your abilities. Approaching events push you to the limit. Don't let the opinions of others dissuade you from your beliefs. Instead, Use any confrontation to build up and solidify the arguments for your position. You may well discover 1 or 2 opportunities for improvement. Professionally, you've everything going for you. If you encounter something unexpected, refrain from making any hasty decisions. Actually, what is needed is calmness and patience. Separate the important from the unimportant. Bring about an adequate solution. Maybe consider a more unconventional approach. Be cautious when dealing with money. Investing capital right now could have very negative, if not catastrophic consequences, as it's highly likely that you will back the wrong horse. If you have planned a purchase for a long time, wait a little longer. Events will probably occur soon to disrupt your plans. Put the brakes on and go easy on how you treat your body. Endeavor to give yourself as much rest and relaxation as possible. Adopting a healthier attitude is more important if you're experiencing stressful times. Carefully consider if it's worthwhile expending energy reserves and when it's not such a good idea. In the morning, the moon enters Virgo, ending its void of course which began yesterday evening. Over the next 2 days, we are interested in organizing and refining our lives and lifestyles. Wellness issues may consume our focus as we attune to the needs of our physical vessel and try to provide it with the love and care it deserves. We may also seek to be of service to a cause that is greater than ourselves, striving to be useful. However, this same desire to be of use can also see us being critical of others and offering advice or help where it has not been requested. Over the next couple of days, do you and let others do them. You achieve so much, yet are less satisfied than ever. Thinking you're able to progress further by using determination and force, you jeopardize previous success and upset your composure. Take a step back, regain your self-control. What seemed an insurmountable problem is easily resolved when you're not so intent on bulldozing your way through it. Be careful not to let your dissatisfaction with yourself hurt others or create enemies. Your friends and family have to be very patient with you. If you go too far, your relationships will suffer a great deal. Try to see it from their point of view instead of just your own. The cosmic weather is then quiet until just before midnight, when the moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking irritation. A discussion or misunderstanding can prompt us to lash out verbally, compounding the problem. Yet, if we hold our grievances inside, they will fester, and we will explode at a later time. The best thing to do now is to voice our concerns without being accusatory. Don't play the blame game. Take accountability for your feelings while acknowledging that others have an equal choice in how they manage their own. Avoiding or repressing the issue helps no one. If everyone acts with integrity and allows each other the space to speak their piece, we can sidestep some drama. Should we go to sleep without resolving this matter, we may experience tense dreams that perpetuate our anxiety.